everyone, my name's Jose Chavez from Ready to Rank. I'm here today joined with Alison Evans from Pinpoint Local, and we're here once again to help business owners leverage their Google business profiles and increase visibility that ultimately leads to more revenue for business owners. Now, if you haven't joined us already, we've been doing this now for about 6 to 7 weeks, recorded multiple episodes on Google Business Profiles. So if you haven't tuned in yet, please go back, check out our previous recordings, because all the stuff that we talk about are simple and basic features that you can adapt to your business profile to leverage the search results in your local area. And as always, I'm joined by Alison from Pinpoint Local, and she's an expert when it comes to Google Business Profiles. So Alison, please introduce yourself. Tell us what you do. For those who haven't been with us before, give us a short introduction.
Okay, thanks, Jose. Always good to talk about Google Business Profile. So
Yes.
Pinpoint Local is all about local businesses and showing up on Google Maps and Google Search for local search terms. And here at Pinpoint Local, we're experts on everything to do with Google Business Profile, which is suspensions, verifications, filling it out, optimizing, and ranking. So it is a free tool from Google. So if you've got the time and the effort and the energy, and also with these podcasts, give you tips and hints to manage your profile for yourself, because it is a no-brainer. Every local business has to maximize their profile. And if you haven't got the time and the energy and effort, let Pinpoint Local manage it for you and get it ranking for your keywords and search terms in your locations.
Yes, 100%. Now, a little backstory of how we got here. I actually got my Google Business Profile suspended, and it happens to everyone. And
Yep.
what I did is I reached out to Alison. I said, Alison, please help me. What do I do? How do I get it back? What's the process? And with her guidance, her expertise, and her knowledge, I was able to get my profile back in a matter of weeks without any hassle or fuss. So from there, we've just developed this platform to help other business owners go through the same battles that I went through, which is why I partnered with Alison, because she is the expert in this area. And each week we're going to tackle different categories on how to best optimize your platform. And this week we're going to work and talk about your address and how important it is, when you should list your address, when you should not list your address. There's so many questions around this that people are still unsure on. And we're going to cover all these questions that local business owners have with Alison today. Alison, give us a little rundown on our topic today.
Yeah. I mean, Google Business Profile, you think it's easy, just put a name, address, phone number, and that's it. But
Yeah.
I mean, we're doing weeks on all the little bits and pieces to Google Business Profile, and there's still a lot more.
Yeah.
Now, this address issue, I still get asked by many business owners that I don't want to show my address. Can I still have a Google Business Profile? Is Google Business Profile only if you've got a location? What do I do if I go out to businesses? And now, Google Business Profile was originally set up for store locations. So an address to be shown. So that, going back in the day, and has adapted to what we call service area businesses, which is SAB,
Yeah.
is what Google calls them. Now, you don't have to show your address. So that's number one. So, but be careful. There are Google guidelines and policies that you do have to adhere to about whether you show your address or not. It's not just whether you want to or not. So first of all, if you're a restaurant or say an accountant's office or anything with a store location, it's very simple. When you claim and verify your Google Business Profile, you put in an address and you say people come to your location. And that means when your Google Business Profile is verified, your address shows up in the front facing and you get a pin on Google Maps. And so when people want to try and find you, they go to Google Maps and say direction to East Burwood Chiropractic,
Yeah.
and say that's the name, and their driving directions will come up to that location because there's a pin there.
Yeah.
So that's straightforward. However, when do you not show an address? So
Mm.
that's the big question. So first of all, discuss, say, what we call services that go out and provide services outside to areas. No one comes to them at
Yeah.
all. And that's one of the questions when you verify your Google business profile. Google actually asks the question, do people come to your location and do you want to show it? You
Yeah.
either say yes or no. If you say yes, well, then you put in your location. If you say no, then Google asks what areas do you service? So that leads us into the service area businesses where your address is hidden and you can put in an area. And that's what comes up on Google Maps. You do not get a pin on Google Maps.
Right.
So what you get is a polygon. You get a an area that you put in as your service areas in your profile, which can be changed after verification.
Mm.
So this isn't like your business name where if you change it, you may get suspended, or what happened to you, Jose? I think you changed your business
I
name,
changed my
didn't you?
business name, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And so that's a typical suspension that you
Yeah.
get. But you can change your service areas, and so when you claim and verify it, you can put, you can put the city or whatever. And Google actually has this text on it which says you can change this later on if need be. You don't even have to fill it out necessarily when
Yeah.
you're actually creating your profile.
Mm.
But when you have got your profile up and going and it's hidden, you can go into the edit function and in the location, and you can put in your area. You can put that in via postcode, and you're allowed up to about 20 postcodes.
Yeah.
Or you can even put it in a city. Or, I mean, I've seen people put in a whole state or a whole country, even.
Mm.
Now, the big thing is, it is not a ranking factor. So do not think because you're putting this postcode in, your Google business profile is going to rank in that area.
Yeah.
It won't. That it is not a ranking factor, and most people agree with that. It shows on your profile where you service to people who are looking at your profile. So say if you're looking for an emergency plumber for blocked drains, and you go and you will see where that, if it's a service area business, she will have a area that they service, and if you're outside, you may not want to contact that plumber because they've defined their service area and you're somewhere else.
Mm.
So it's for the people who are searching to give you an idea of where that business provides their services.
Yeah, right. A lot of,
So
a lot of people would think that the postcode is the ranking factor.
yeah, it's not. No, it's not. It's
Interesting.
purely for people who are looking at your profile. It's not, it's Google does not use it for ranking.
Yeah.
And one tip I would give is putting your postcodes in. Try and be strategic in doing it so that you create a radius or a circle. So I would put a postcode. You don't have to put all 20. Sometimes if you put the most northern, most southern, most eastern, the most west of where you want to service area, that will create a nice circle around it
Mm.
from your centers. So, as opposed to sometimes I've seen, really weird shaped service areas because they've just put in postcodes that are just all, for some reason, south of where they are. And so it's just this sort of wedge shaped service area.
Right. And
And
that
they probably
that displays on maps, doesn't it?
it displays on maps. That's exactly right. So it's a visual representation of where you work
Yeah.
for people who are looking. So that's why you want a nice radius
Yeah.
around.
Wow, that's pretty important then.
Yeah, it
That
is.
visual
It is.
representation thinking about where to put the postcode so you can actually create an actual radius instead of
Yeah.
a little wedge that's cut
Yeah,
off.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, as I've seen that now, I've thought, what that? But I thought perhaps they put that in and then the phone rang and they went and had a coffee and they've just never finished it. And
Yeah,
so it's just stayed in this tiny wedge. And as I said, it's not a ranking factor. So then it's not as though they're only just going to rank in that wedge. To
yeah,
rank your Google business profile, that's about all the other things we're talked about or going to talk about,
yeah,
which are critical and to do with your website as well. But this is for to show people, and they might think, "Oh my goodness, he only works in that area. That's all he does." And similarly, that's if you put all of Victoria, because we're based in Melbourne, Australia, or all of Australia,
yeah,
you Google Business Profile is not going to rank in
yeah,
all of Australia or all of Victoria or even Melbourne. Depends on what your business is, but I mean, if it's a plumber or electrician, there's no way knowing because it's highly competitive for service area. But if you're, I don't know, let's see, say if you're say a physics tutor that goes out to people's places. So they're a service area business, and there's no other physics tutor in all of Melbourne. You may rank all of Melbourne. It's all about competition
yeah, yeah. So
as
where would
well.
you find this map that we're talking about? Just for people who are listening, we're talking about this map and a radius. Where would you find this map?
So well, first of all, there's two ways to do it. Is actually go to Google Maps on your phone via the app or on your desktop. And when you put in a business name, so if you put in Pinpoint Local, we're service area business, what you'll get is if you go to Google Maps, you'll get an area around our business, which is Victorian Eastern Suburbs.
Yeah,
If you go to on a desktop and you Google business, you'll get the map pack, which is a business name, and on the right hand side would be a map, and it will have once again the area around it.
mm,
So, which will be delineated, I think it's red, isn't it? The actual geographic location.
mm,
So, um, now there's controversy and a bit of no one's quite sure about whether what ranks higher. If you have your address showing
yeah,
or a service area.
yeah. Which one do you choose?
Well,
You would think that having your address there has more benefit.
it does.
So
It does.
but
But
at the same point, you're like you don't want people knocking on your
no, that's
door
exactly right. So
and
you shouldn't
having
have it. You
your
shouldn't have it.
address visible to anyone because you're
That's
you're open to anything.
that's exactly right. That's exactly right. So according to Google's guidelines, is if you provide your business and you go out to other people's places and no one comes to you, you are a service area business.
Yeah,
And that is when you put a service area business. But also have a look at your competitors because if your competitors are showing their address and their service area businesses and you don't show your address and they are in that area, they will probably rank higher than you.
yeah,
But they are going against Google's terms of service.
yeah,
So in theory, you could edit their profile or report to Google because you do get suspensions if you're a service area business and you put your address on your Google business profile.
mm,
You've always got that risk.
yeah,
And I mean, are you willing to take that risk? Because you may have 80 or 100 or even 30 Google reviews. Everyone knows how difficult it is to get reviews for local business.
yeah,
So, do you want to risk suspension? So, according to Google's guidelines, if you're providing a service outside your service area business, and that's all there is to it. However, do look at what your competition is doing.
yeah,
Because that will affect your rankings, what they're doing. And if they're going against Google's guidelines, you can either join them and go against them and take that risk,
yeah,
or you can flag and perhaps they may get suspended or something because they are doing something that's incorrect because it is a ranking boost.
Yeah.
And you will have a pin on the map and you will get driving directions. But then again, as you said, who wants anyone knocking on your door if
Yeah.
if you don't have a business at
Yeah.
that location?
Yeah. Yeah. It's yeah, for privacy purposes, if
Yep,
you don't want strangers walking up to your door, that kind of
that's
thing.
that's
Um,
right. And also, when you've got a pin on Google Maps, you can zoom in, obviously, and see that location.
yeah.
So, yeah, for privacy reasons, I don't see why you'd want it. So, there's another, um, there's a third option you can have, which is called the hybrid option.
Yeah.
And this is worth knowing about, is that there's quite a few service area businesses that may have a factory, and
Yeah.
people may come to that factory either to pick up parts or to drop things off, and you also provide a service area.
Yeah.
Another example would be also a restaurant, say a pizza restaurant, where they have a location, but they also deliver online to a defined area as well.
Yeah.
And they can be hybrid, which means, and there is an option in the service area part of the Google Business Profile where you edit, where you can put the address and the service area on it.
Mm.
Now, how that shows up depends whether you're on mobile or desktop. Um, on I've forgotten which way it goes, but one of them may show the area and the pin, and the other only will only show the pin. And there's more chance that you only get the pin showing rather than the service area.
Mm.
But there is a hybrid option. So
That's good to know.
yeah, which is good to know. And there's another complication to to addresses, which I see all the time, and it's actually it is another reason why people say that service area businesses do not rank very well, which isn't quite true at all. But what happens is that when you create the Google Business Profile, or someone has created it for your business, like years ago, maybe someone in admin or previous owner, and you need to put an address when you create your Google Business Profile, whether you're a service area, whether you're hiding it or not. You put an address in, and in the old days, you'd have the postcard sent to that address. These days, you have video verification at that address.
Yeah.
So, and then you got the choice to hide it. Now, that address goes on to Google's database, which is what a profile is. All it is a database in Google. And for service area business, that is the center of your ranking. So when you get a profile that's a service area, say you've got a plumber and just showing Melbourne Eastern Suburbs, you don't know where that centroid is because it's whoever created that profile and either got the postcard sent to them or the video verification. Now, unfortunately, it might have been done 10 years ago, 8 years ago.
Mm.
And whoever may have done that may have had the postcard sent to their home address 20 kilometres away where you want to rank.
Yeah.
And you wonder why you never rank
Yes.
because you're ranking 20 Ks away.
Yeah.
Even though and you may, or the other scenario is you've done that and you actually shift locations,
Yeah.
but you're still service areas. So if you shift locations and you're a location-based business, that's quite simple. You actually just change the address on the profile. But I think we've talked about it before, haven't we? About what you do before you change an address. I don't
Yeah.
know. Have we, is that
No,
a
we
previous
haven't
podcast?
actually.
We haven't. Okay. There's a whole, well, all our clients, we have a 30-day setup before we change anything like that.
Yeah.
So if your store location, and we've managed to change addresses for quite a few locations without suspensions or anything else like that. It's gone completely seamlessly. But we've got a 30-day roadmap to set
Yeah.
that up before we actually do it.
Which is really important.
It's so important, or else
Yeah,
you'll get suspended.
yeah,
But there's a high chance. But what's really interesting is the service area business
yeah.
because I've come across this so many times where a tradesman's classic example is an electrician. He started his business 8 years ago and he was working out from home, but he's a area business, so it was hidden. And he had his own office. But because we managed his Google business profile, he got so big, he had a team of 5 cars. So he bought a factory or leased a factory. And now he's operating out of a factory, which is 10 Ks away from where he used to live,
Mm,
which is where the Google business profile is centered at, his home address.
yeah,
And now he's moved to his factory, which is close to the area that he services and where he wants to get most of his leads and his jobs is actually where the factory is. So, what do you do with that? How do you change it? So, it's it's because you've got to change it. If you don't, the profile will never rank around the factory because
yeah,
it's verified at that original location.
yeah. Jeez.
There's several different ways to do it. Is that and there's sort of tips and hints. I'll give a couple of them. Would be um, change it from a service area to a location and put the new location in. There's every chance you're going to trigger a suspension,
Yeah,
which is good because you need to re-verify your profile at the new location.
yeah,
And you actually want a suspension
yeah.
and you want to re-verify. Now, the funniest thing out is when you want a Google business profile to be suspended, it never happens.
Oh, jeez.
And then you want to hide the address if you're still service area,
Yeah.
and then you go in and hide it after re-verification.
Hmm.
But if you go back into the history of when the Google business profile was set up and claimed and verified and where you are now, and if your service area business, it can change over the years.
Yeah,
And Google's database is still showing your profile 20 Ks away.
yeah,
And you've got no idea because there's actually, unless you know about that, you would
yeah,
have no idea
yeah,
about that.
yeah. Well, that's it's a risky process, isn't it? But
Yeah,
the
yeah,
process that you have to do if
oh, totally,
you change
totally,
locations, it's
totally.
have to do it.
And if you're strategic, you'll be fine.
Yeah,
Because seriously, if you're a legitimate business, um, you will get re-verified
yeah,
again.
yeah,
It's the time factor.
yeah,
And I think we're talking with someone just last night, Jose, where he was saying he was down for 8 weeks
yeah,
with re-verification, which is a long time for local business, and he noticed his phone calls just totally dried up
yeah,
because there's no Google business profile.
yeah,
It's dramatic,
yeah. It's a big impact.
big impact.
I was very fortunate enough. I did exactly what you said, and it was just I think it was 10 days, just
Yeah,
for a week.
yeah.
Um, but I followed the process.
Yeah, that's right. And if you follow the process and be aware also, the process is, you've only got 2 appeals now. It used to be never ending,
Yeah,
which was rather good.
yeah,
But so, I mean, sometimes people come and ask me, and they're too late. They've gone through that appeal process and they've almost, lost all their options.
yeah,
And it is really difficult because it's catastrophic. So,
yeah, yeah,
yeah, changing locations. And then that's where that's about what profiles with addresses. So if you haven't got an address in your service area, do you know where it was originally verified?
mm,
If you did it, you'd know
yeah,
where you got that postcard if it was done back in the day,
yeah,
or where you video verified it. But otherwise, you may not know. And there's if you inherited a profile,
yeah,
um, and maybe part of the reason why you're not ranking well.
yeah. You have to reset it all.
Yeah, Yep.
Resale.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It's worthwhile,
Oh, totally.
worthwhile doing. And I think the key is not to stress if you're a legitimate business, if you have all your documentation,
Yeah.
not to stress. Google's pretty good at re-verifying profiles and activating true businesses. So if you're legitimate, you have your documentation, don't stress. Follow a process that Alison has, and you will be back online over
Yep.
just over a week. I think it took me. So, uh,
Yep. Yep. And just be careful where in the appeal process, don't put in war and peace.
yeah,
Don't be emotional.
yeah.
That's about the last
That's
thing
what
we want.
that's what you told me. You were like, just be
Matter of
apologetic,
fact,
sympathetic, just
points
exactly what you did. Yeah,
and supply your documentation.
yeah,
And you, because it is to prevent scammers and spammers. So
yeah,
there's a lot of them out there, and that wrecks it for legitimate businesses.
yeah.
So Google is trying to clean it up, and that's why video verification is difficult now. But mind you, we got Google Business Lottery Gold last week, where it was verified on a mobile phone code.
Ah, perfect.
You
That's
go,
what you
oh,
want.
the client had no idea how lucky.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like winning the lottery.
yeah,
Goodness knows why. But
yeah,
anyways, there's a warmed up Google account and all sorts of things were done for that. So, but anyway.
yeah. That's good. It makes it
But
whole.
yeah, so make sure whether your a location is straightforward, whether you're a service area, put it in your postcodes and everything else like that. Where was it originally verified? And be aware of their hybrid also, which is location as well as service areas, because some businesses are eligible for that.
Hmm, perfect. Awesome. Well, I think that brings us to the end of a very helpful session on changing your address and the importance of it. And I
Mm,
guess a massive key takeaway is don't be afraid when you get suspended from your Google business profile. I completely understand that it impacts results and your business, but just follow a process, go through the procedure, wait 10 days, and then as long as you have your documentation there ready to go, you will get your profile back. And if you do struggle and if you are in a position where you do not know what to do, that's why Alison is here.
yeah.
Alison provides an audit where she can look at your profile if you're in the middle of a suspension. Alison, do you want to talk about that quickly?
Yeah, and we've got documentation and SOP on suspensions and the process you go through. We've also got a massive documentation, just finished completing it, on video verification, which actually steps you through all the way through. So if you want
Yeah,
to reach out at any stage for if you're being suspended or if you're going through the video verification process, what's the way to minimize the amount of times you do it to get it through. So
yeah,
certainly reach out. And also, if you're just wanting to know about your Google business profile and whether it's in good stead or not, got a QR code or a link, and I'll do a video audit of your profile and give you some tips. And it's all about information about your profile. Look at your competitors and tell you how you can improve and try and rank for local search.
awesome. I've actually referred a couple of people over to you that have been in sticky situations, and then they've referred other people that they know to you based on my referral because you've done such a great job with them initially. So it's definitely beneficial,
Yeah,
100%. So
yeah,
thank you once again, Alison. I really appreciate your time. I hope a lot of people are getting value out of this. The Google business profile is very important for local businesses, and we're going to continue to do more of these, provide more information, advice on how to best optimize your business profiles. So, thank you once again, Alison. I appreciate your time.
good one.
Till next time. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks,
Bye.
Jose.